I'd like to call this meeting to order. Roll call. Renee will show all board members present. Everyone would say the pledge of allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. First item on the agenda is the approval of the agenda. Board, do I have a motion?
Move to approve. Madam Chair, move to approve the agenda as presented.
Thank you, Dr. Clayton. Do I have a second?
Second.
Here we go. Questions or comments on tonight's agenda? All right, all those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? There are no public comments on agenda items this evening. So we do have a goals, strategies, and student achievement on Franklin Square update presented by Core Construction.
All right, good evening, everybody. My name is Brian Risha. I'm a project manager for Core Construction on this project. I want to start by saying thanks for having us tonight. We'll be brief. We just got some pictures updates to show what our construction looks like today. The last time we were here was July 23rd, I believe, so we look quite a bit different than we did back then. On the left there, first picture you can see is the new Court and Border parking lot, and then with the concrete parking lot as well. That's actually pervious concrete, which is permeable material to let the water go through. On the right, you can see we got the new curbs in place there in front of A&M Fieldhouse, and then the sidewalks that come over onto our site. And then the part that's still tore up, and you can see that'll actually be the bus lanes. This is just an overview shot that was actually from our roofing contractor, showing pretty much the whole roof footprint there for us. And then on the next slide, on the left there, that was actually the existing Old Jefferson Gym building. That's after the new roof has been put on. And then on the right, it's currently just roof deck, but you can see all the material is sitting on there. We're actually going to start putting the roof on that building on Monday. Here on the left side there, that's the existing building again there, but that's with all the new windows put in. And then on the right, that's actually the addition portion. And so you can see the new split face veneer and the brick veneer is complete. And windows will start going in at the end of this week and next week. On the left there is just a shot from the courtyard. You can see the framing there. That's actually going to be covered in a metal siding. There's an air handling unit hidden behind that. And then on the right side there, that's actually the front entrance canopy that got erected last week. This is in the existing gym, which is now going to be classroom wings, the first and second floor. The picture on the left is looking down the corridor. On the first floor, you can see that we got the ductwork installed. Drywall is ongoing, and that'll finish up. And then on the right side there, I believe that is a kindergarten classroom that the drywall's going in. And you can see the sprinkler pipes and everything going above the ceiling there. Here we move to the second floor of the same area. Framing's going on, and they're starting to do the drywall above the ceiling area there, in between all the sprinkler pipes there. Here we're back down to the first and second floor here of the existing. It was already a classroom wing. It had a wood structure, so we had to reinforce the wood joists there. That's what the picture on the left is showing you. And then the picture on the right is right above that, where the gypcrete to help with sound absorption and for that part of the classroom wing. And then here we moved over to what we call Building B, which is actually the addition of the project. both of these pictures are kind of standing in the same location, looking in two different directions. That is a future bathroom right there. None of the walls have been erected yet. And then looking the other way, that big opening there is actually going from your cafeteria into what would be the servery, where the kids would get served and everything like that. So those are all the interior block walls that are up. And you can see they started to hang, the hangers for ductwork, things like that. This is the mechanical room on the left. So that's actually your new switch gear that's sitting there. It's just ready to be put in place on the wall there on those two pads. And that's our temporary access to the roof. We'll put a stair there, so it'll be easier. And then the picture on the right there is actually looking down what will be the future corridor, just none of the walls are framed yet. And that's it. Like I said, thanks again for having us. And if there's any questions I can answer.
I have a-
we'll move on. Yep.
When you put the awning up, behind that, is that where the slide's gonna be?
You talk about the front canopy?
Yeah.
Yeah, so looking through there, yes, you would be able to see the slide.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, because I was having a hard time trying to figure out where that slide, because we said you'd be able to see it from the road perhaps,
Correct, yeah.
when it's lit.
Mhm.
Yeah, well, I couldn't.
If you want to scroll back up, I'm not sure if it was. Picture,
That's where the canopy is, I think.
yeah.
Yeah, there's.
Oh, no, the picture's from the wrong angle.
Yeah, it is.
But yes, but when you
Yeah.
look straight through there, like right now, you can see we haven't poured that balcony yet, but where the elevator opens up, there's an opening in our balcony where it goes. So if you're ever near the site, we can show you exactly where that is. But yeah, you'd be
Okay.
able to see it right through the front entrance.
I'm near the site every day, or 2 blocks from there.
Yep, and
Because they
you'll
put
see it all the
slides
time.
in.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that slide.
If you look through the front glass, you'll be able to see it.
We sneaking up.
I have a question.
Yep.
On the roofing, now, it looks like is that gonna be totally flat, or is there a pitch for the water to come off?
It's pitched to the roof drains, yes.
Okay. Now, on the lower part, is that flat, or is there a pitch to that also?
Same thing, it'll be pitched. So there's a slight pitch in the steel, but a lot of the pitch is also created with the roofing insulation. So if you go up there now, it looks a little flat. It's not perfectly flat, but it'll become more of a pitch once the roofing insulation gets installed.
Okay, I was noticing on the one side, let's see what picture is that. Showing the white roofing there. It looks like there's a pitch going north and south and then east and west. Is that correct? To get the water over.
There? So yeah, that was the form of the existing roof. So it's actually quite a pitch. It's right there in the middle above the gym.
So would that actually be worth the time on that?
It is quite
So
extreme.
there's gonna be a flat portion up there, so many feet of this plant.
It won't be perfectly flat, but it will be flatter than what that is. The one on the left, if you're actually up there, you can see it's actually quite an extreme pitch there, right?
Yeah,
above where the
I'm
gym
fine
was.
with that.
Yep.
Down here on that portion.
Is there a pitch so that, or is there gonna be a flat portion on it?
No, there won't be any flat. Every area will flow in some direction towards a roof drain. So there's roof drains located in different places on the roof. And so then every area, whichever roof drain is closer, it will pitch towards that roof drain.
Gotcha. Good, thank you.
Brian, if we wanted to do solar, where would the solar panels go?
The structure of the addition is rated to put solar panels on it, but it is currently not set up for it. Like, we're not putting panels on it, but it is rated where if you ever wanted to add it, the load could handle it, the roof could handle it. And there'd be plenty of wide open space. If you scroll up one more to the drone photo, go the other way, sorry. So pretty much in the bottom right-hand corner, what you can see, that is pretty wide open. And then if you move over to the left, right before you get to that wooden box next to the canopy, that's pretty open. And then also you could move to the north as well. So there's plenty of open space on there if you wanted to, but it is all designed so it's a little bit if you guys choose to.
I had a question, that was going to be one of them. Just answering those questions, you use tape insulation.
Correct.
That's, the installation is still rolling in together. So,
Thank you very much.
I'll sit here. The location the air handler goes, it looks like it's open on each end, is that correct?
Correct, yes. There's
So that it'll have to be able to draw air from each end. The reason I'm asking is because I do work on Humana's projects, and we've got a data center that has a heat problem. They ended up having to cut in because they have it behind walls that create heat island in the.
Yeah, so there's an opening in that, what we're calling metal screen. There's an opening there to go in on both different sides.
Left and right.
What's that?
Left and right, as we're looking at it.
Correct.
Yes.
Yep. And then there's also, I mean, there's multiple units on there. That one is one of the bigger ones, that's why that screen is. And then also on the right side, you can see the screen going along the east
Courtyard
wall
wall.
of the courtyard.
Yes.
There's a big screen that's gonna wrap around that back end as well, because that'll hide the cooling tower.
Of course, that gives it, you still got all the air coming in from the next to the field house for that.
Correct.
Okay. That's it. Thank you, Steve.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bill.
Next item on the agenda is the fund monitoring report presented by Dr. Michael.
Good evening, Board. The education fund, our big receipt was our state tuition support for $5.7 million, and we had another $43,000 of other miscellaneous income, interest, fees, rent, things of that nature. So we collected $5.743 million. We spent $4,007,000. So our ending cash balance was $5,626,000 at the end of September. Overall, we're looking at a cash balance at the end of December of $444,000. In the debt service fund, there was no income that came in. We had an expenditure of $86,000 for textbook rental transfer. So we're looking at $4.6 million ending cash balance end of September. Overall cash balance December 31st of $3.9 million. In the pension debt, there was no income and there was no expenditures. We're looking at $88,998 as our ending cash balance in September and $143,917 December 31st. In the operation fund, we received $92,000 in income for the month. $68,000 of it was local option income tax. And then we spent $1,518,000. So our ending cash balance is $792,000. We're projecting a positive of about $150,000, but I'm holding the invoices, so it's a little fictitious right now. So I'll wait until the end of the year until I see where our actual cash balance is, how many invoices I'll pay. In the rainy day fund for September, there was a $1 million transfer. You can see that. So we're at $2,399,000, and that went to the self-insurance fund. So we now owe the self-insurance fund $1,950,000. I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Okay, go back to your debt service fund. Did you say, I wasn't listening, I apologize, sir, but I can't see that. Did you say that was textbook rental reimbursement
Correct.
from the state? We got money from the state?
This was from the property taxes. See, the people that don't pay, that come in after October 31st, we can put on our property tax form. So we did that last year, so the money just came in this year. It goes into debt service. We have to take it out of debt service because that's where it was charged. And then we move it over to the textbook rental fund.
Okay.
So that's how that works. Go.
Do we still get money?
Go ahead.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Do we still get a sizable piece for the free and reduced?
Sizable.
What percentage are we getting now? Do you know?
We're collecting, we're only getting about $78 per student. When we first started doing it, it used to be based on a percentage of.
Yeah, we used to get about 95%.
Yeah, so now what the state does over the last 5-7 years is they look at the total appropriation for the state, divide the number of students into that appropriation, and that's how much money you get per student. So
And I'm sure
basically-
that pot of money keeps growing, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
But see, what happens is with it being only $78, maybe for an elementary school, that'll cover the textbook. But you go to middle school, high school, you get a high school student that has a $200 to $400 textbook rental, $78 doesn't go very far to paying that bill.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Now, the $78 comes from the state, and it's for,
Well, it comes from, oh, yeah, the $78 comes from the state.
that's per student, and that's a 1 year, once per year payment?
Correct.
But it's only for students that qualify.
Right, it's on for qualified students, that we track that and come back.
Yes.
We have to turn that in by October 31st.
And that's for textbook stuff, it's not for, it's actually not for the meals though, right? It's determined by whether they're registered for meals though, right?
Correct.
Okay.
If they apply, if they qualify for free or reduced lunch, they usually qualify for free or reduced textbook.
Okay, all right.
Some people won't take the textbook, some will, it just depends.
And then, the second question is, the state issues funding to us based on the number of students we have, would that be an accurate statement?
Correct.
Is that paid twice a year or once a year, or how's that paid?
As far as our state tuition support, that comes in monthly, is that what you're talking about?
Okay, yes, so we get a monthly check.
And that's at 5.7 million, like in the education fund.
Okay, because I'm trying to educate people on the public about this.
Me too.
Any other questions, board?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Shackle. Next item on the agenda is the approval of the consent agenda. Board, do I have a motion?
I move to approve the consent agenda.
Thank you, Mr. Buckwalter. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Dr. Clayton. Questions, comments? All those in favor of approving the consent agenda as posted, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Next item on the agenda is gifts to building.
Okay. This month, we have several gifts to buildings. A lot for New Washington Middle High School for their archery program. Again, it keeps growing. We have a total this month of $6,724.85. And I move to approve the gifts to buildings as written.
Thank you, Mrs. Patrick. Do you have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Ms. Perkins. Questions or comments, board? Thank you. All those in favor of approving gifts to building as submitted, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Thank you. Next item on the agenda is the capital projects and fund plan, 2020 to 2022, adoption resolution. Dr. Geigel.
Yes, these are all part of our budget process, the next three items. As required by statute, a public hearing must be held before the adoption of the capital projects fund plan. The hearing was held on October 1st, board meeting, at which time the three-year plan for calendar years 2020 through 2022 was reviewed. Once the required public hearing is conducted, the board may adopt the CPF plan. After the board adopts the plan, the notice of adoption will be published in the News and Tribune as required by state law. So we're asking for the commission to adopt the plan as agreed.
Thank you, Dr. Geigel. Board, do I have a motion to adopt the resolution?
I move to we adopt the budget resolution.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. Questions or comments, board? All right, all those in favor of adopting the resolution for capital projects fund for 2020, 2022 is submitted, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Next is the 2020 bus replacement adoption, plan adoption.
And this is so ridiculous because we don't have a bus replacement plan. We're saying it's part of the operations fund. We don't have a capital projects fund anymore. It's part of the operations fund. But they haven't changed that part of the law, so we still have to go through this. The bus replacement plan hearing was held at the October 1st, 2019 board meeting, at which the five-year plan for calendar years 2020 through 2024 was reviewed as required by state statute. A public hearing must be held before the adoption of the plan. So we're asking for approval for the five-year plan for buses.
Thank you, Dr. Michael. Board, do I have a motion?
Madam Chair, I move to approve the 2020 bus replacement plan as submitted.
Thank you, Dr.
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Buckwalter. Questions, comments? All those in favor of approving the adoption plan for the bus replacement for 2020, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you. All those opposed? 2020 budget adoption.
Yes, what I need now is for the 2020 budget adoption, the Form 1, Form 4, and the tax neutrality resolution. This will complete the last things that we need to do to get the budget process moving for 2020.
Thank you, Dr. Michael. Board, do I have a motion to adopt the 2020 budget?
Madam Chair, I move to approve the 2020 budget adopted.
Thank you, Dr. Clayton. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Hawkins. Questions, comments?
I do have one question. On the capital projects plans, and I'm assuming it will probably apply, this answer will probably apply to the bus replacement and the budget plan also. If there's a number in there for a specific project or a specific item, are we allowed to, in the future, if we need to increase that number, if we need to, or decrease that? And does that, if that line item specifies a particular thing, a particular scope of work, are we allowed to modify that to an extent as well?
Yes, I mean, these are just budget estimates. If we budget 30,000, 35,000, we'll go ahead and issue it, and then I'll have to find 5,000 somewhere else, maybe in a savings on another line item. So it's like give or take.
All right, thank you.
Mr. Hawkins, any other questions? Thank you. All those in favor of adopting the 2020 budget as submitted, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Thank you. Resolution to reimburse expenditures and resolution to approve form of amendments to lease agreement.
Yes, this is the first step in issuing bonds for the projects that were approved at the October 1st, 2019 board meeting. The first resolution is to reimburse Greater Clark for expenditures associated with issuing the bonds. And the second resolution is to amend the lease agreement allowing us to issue bonds. So we're asking permission to go ahead with the first step. And if you have any questions, we have the illustrious Dr. Thomas Peterson, Esquire.
Thank you, Dr. Michael. Do I have a motion?
Madam Chair, I move to approve the resolution to reimburse expenditures and resolution to approve form of amendments to lease agreement.
Thank you, Dr. Clayton. Do I have a second? Second. Thank you, Ms. Parker. Questions, comments? All those in favor of approving the resolution signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Donation agreement for JHS baseball field renovation and naming.
Yes, Board, I'm recommending the approval of the donation agreement for the Jeffersonville High School baseball field renovation and naming. John Schneider Foundation is donating the Greater Clark Education Foundation the sum of $500,000 for the use and benefit of Jeffersonville High School to be used for the sole purpose of renovating the school's baseball field. The stadium will be named Schneider Stadium, with the exception of the field still being named Don Cooley Field. And so I'm asking the board to approve that donation.
I move to approve the donation, I'm sorry.
That's okay, go for it.
I move to approve the donation for the JHS baseball field renovation and naming.
Thank you, Mr. Reporter. And
Second.
Thank you, Dr. Clayton. I'm having a hard time with names today. I don't know what it is. I'm sorry, guys, it's all I have. Questions, comments, Dorothy?
I just would like if Mr. Lochner could just explain publicly a little bit about all of the work that's tied to the donation and how that's all going to be funded.
Yes, we've looked at estimates in terms of what the project would entail. What Jeffersonville High School would like to do is do a turfing field, keep the outfield grass, replace the outfield fence, and then also do some aesthetic things to the dugouts in terms of signage and painting. We've made it very clear that they need to stay within that $500,000 budget, and that the corporation isn't going to pay for any overages, that the athletic budget of Jeff High would have to pay for that. As most of you know, John Schneider, was an alumni of Jeffersonville High School, or is an alumni of Jeffersonville High School, also played baseball at Jeffersonville High School, and wants to make this donation, to improve the facility there, and we certainly hope the board can accept. We feel like it'll be a great thing for our student athletes at Jeffersonville High School. The next step is to find a vendor, in terms of to do the work, and we hope to get that done pretty quickly and get going on this project.
Any other questions or comments? All those in favor of accepting the donation agreement for JHS Baseball Field Renovation Committee, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Metro United Way, Build-A-Bed Full Partnership Agreements.
Good evening,
Dr.
board. We are pleased to be a part of this program again. This is our third year, and the Metro United Way started this program about 3 years ago. It was through our main partners with communities and schools, and it has grown tremendously with several area organizations, and it provides up to 50 beds for needy families, our students who do not have a comfortable sleeping arrangement. So our role is basically to coordinate the application process. It is a fantastic day, but a wonderful time of year. In December, it's usually the first Saturday in December. And they will support us by providing the following: an application template, a bed frame, mattress, bedding, and additional family supplies for every project recipient, and recognition of district partnership in project collateral and media releases. Our role in the project is that we agree to facilitate the application process. We will help our schools identify families, and we ask that they're willing to share their story via photos and videos. And our school officials, we work with our laborers to help. Once the project, they do at Prosser now because it's got grown so much, and we will actually pick the beds up from Prosser, deliver them to the schools, and then the schools, as part of the application process, agree to pick them up. So we will help to coordinate all of that, and then in extenuating circumstances, if there are families who don't have the means, then we work with them. Actually, some of our teachers have actually donated their own trucks and things to help make certain that these families get the beds, and smiles on their faces are priceless. So we're really thrilled to be a part of this. So we are requesting approval of this partnership agreement with Greater Clark County Schools and the Metro United Way.
Dr. Hartledge, board, do I have a motion?
Yes, I recommend approval of the Metro United Way Build-A-Bed Partnership.
Thank you, Ms. Beckman.
Second.
Thank you, Ms. Gibson. Any questions or comments?
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Now, if I understood right, that not every student or every family would be on, let's see, TV or anything.
No,
Okay.
so they have to sign off that they're willing to do that. And the Metro United Way, they have created presentations and things before in the past. They've had certain events where they invite us to come, and they've had some of our principals speak on behalf of the program, and they'll include pictures in their presentations and things like that.
Okay, so in other words, one thing, this is great. One thing that I really hate about people giving sometimes is that you put those individuals on the camera when you should be giving it not in secret, but more that the whole world can know about. Okay? So to me, it's sort of demeaning in that respect, what you're doing, because you're out of the goodness of your heart and your labor, you're doing it. But then we make a mockery of that by trying to show what we're doing. So as long as we're not doing that, I can do with that. Don't let your right hand know what your left hand is doing, you understand that? Okay, thank you.
I was there the first year when actually they were assembled at the Feder, which is now the Feder Center. And the room is just full of people. Amazon, all kinds of different companies came to help. And not only did they come to help, but they came with their hands full. They came with bedding, they came with pillows, they came with big clothes hampers. It was amazing, and the kids from Prosser were there too, and they kind of broke up into little teams that first year, and they had all these parts. It was like a big jigsaw puzzle or something, and the kids and the teachers and the other adults that were there, they actually built the bed right there, and drill the holes and do all that business. Then they take it all apart and put it in some sort of packaging, And then it has to be put together again when it gets to their home, but it's amazing. It's amazing.
It is, it's a fine oiled machine.
It
It started
is.
out with just the bed itself, with mattresses, and then other organizations came on board. Amazon donates all the bedding, and it's just, each year it grows and grows, from sheets and comforters and pillowcases and even stuffed animals and everything that you need for that. So we've actually had teams of teachers donate their time as well. We had a small team starting out from central office, and then it's grown with other groups from our schools, because it's a very heartwarming day.
Lord, if you can stop by on that Saturday, I'm sure you'll let us know when it is. It's worth your time just to see it happen, and thank the people that were there helping our kids.
Can I have a client who is a Greater Clark County school student, and she needs a bed? So what's the application process look like?
Well, we utilize our BIC or our SAMs and our principals. They have a pretty good handle, and they do a very thorough job trying to determine. And if we sort of allocate the number of beds by the size of the school, but we've had in the past before one school maybe exceeded the allotment they were given. And Metro United Way is right, because when that's happened, we've worked with them and they will increase that. Or one school will say, gosh, I only have 8 people that we feel like need beds or that we've reached out to. And they'll say, we have 2 left if someone else wants them. And we've always been able to find 50 people who really need them. So, but the schools and their resources really dig in, and they know who those families are.
Thank you.
Any other questions? All those in favor of approving Metro United Way Build-A-Bed School Partnership Agreement, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Thank you. And Dr. Rutledge, the Betty Thomas Consulting Service.
Yes, Ms. Thomas is a retired teacher at Greater Clark County Schools and will provide behavior consultation to students with significant behavior concerns. Ms. Thomas is well versed in this area of expertise and spent many years as a teacher with the district servicing students with challenging behaviors. Ms. Thomas will have the ability to provide service during the day and will be able to support classroom teachers in developing support and structures that will provide long-term benefits who have significant behavior concerns. The cost of Ms. Thomas will be paid from Medicaid funds and is paid at $40 per hour and will not exceed 500 hours for the remainder of the 1920 school year.
Thank you, Dr. Rutledge. Board, do I have a motion?
Madam President, I move that we approve the contract for Ms. Betty Thomas.
Thank you, Mr. Hawkins, do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Dr. Bennett. Questions, comments?
Just a quick question, April, have you had a chance to review the contract? Any concerns? Okay, thank you.
I'd just like to say that whoever negotiates these is doing a great job. You can't buy anything for $40.
I worked with Betty off and on, yeah, and then she and I spent a year at Wellstone together, teaching.
Oh, okay.
That's my story, I'm sticking to it.
So glad you clarified.
So, yeah.
She has a gift that
Right.
needed is very rare to find, and we are very fortunate to have her available to provide the support for our schools.
Any other questions?
Is she gonna do any type of like professional development for groups of teachers or anything like that?
Well,
regarding
in this
discouragement?
particular situation within our ED classrooms, sometimes we have,
Sure.
we shifted some severe classrooms around last year because we had greater need.
Right.
And we have a particular, things percolate as the year goes on, but right now
Sure.
we have an area that we really feel like needs some additional support to kind of get some routines and things in place. And so that's sort of her expertise, and so we're going to use her in that capacity. And I think certainly, we do have a team of teachers that provides PD for behavioral support and management and so forth, but they're busy most of the time, and this is sort of
Sure.
an area that needs some extra
I got you.
love.
I agree.
All right, any other questions, comments?
occasions where we have multiple educators that have retired or maybe are working other options right now, that come on board and help us this way. And I'd like to say thank you to all of them publicly for the work that they do. It is excellent, and it does save us a considerable amount of money.
Thank you. Ms. Reynolds?
Thank you.
Yeah.
I want to thank everyone for coming this evening. I want to thank the young men from Jeff High School. I assume you are the ball team.
Yes, sir.
And good luck in your season scars. Yes, sir.
Thank you, Dr.
Real quick, I want to give my condolences to the family of Selena Cato. As many of you know, she worked for the corporation, was cafeteria manager. I had the good fortune of working with her at Parkview Middle School when I was the principal there. It was great to work with. Unfortunately, she passed away about a week and a half ago, and so my condolences go out to her and her family. So.
Renee, anything? All those in favor of, no, just kidding, I need a motion.
Move to adjourn,
Thank
Madam
you,
Chair.
Dr. Page,
Second.
second. Thank you, Ms. Clacker.